The penthouse is perfect for New Year's Eve. We've already collected $50,000 in booking fees, my brother Marcus casually mentioned during our video call, while I watched through my security app as strangers wheeled DJ equipment into my living room in Manhattan. I was sitting in my hotel room in Singapore, supposedly enjoying a 2-week business trip, staring at the notification that my home's maximum occupancy had just hit 47 people and climbing. How had my family turned my $4.2 million penthouse into an illegal Airbnb operation? And more importantly, why did Marcus just say we when he thought I only owned one unit? Excuse me, I kept my voice level, switching between the video call and my security footage. What booking fees? Oh, come on, Natalie, Marcus laughed, that dismissive sound I'd heard my whole life. You're gone half the year anyway. Mom figured instead of letting the place sit empty, we might as well make some money. It's been listed for 2 months now. 2 months. I quickly pulled up Airbnb on my laptop, searching for penthouses in my building. There it was, my home, photographed professionally, listed as luxury Manhattan Skyline Penthouse. Sleeps 20. The description made my blood boil. Rarely used space perfect for parties and events. Owner travels constantly. Full access to private terrace and entertainment system. Marcus, I said slowly, who exactly authorized this? Mom has your spare key, remember? From when you had that surgery last year. He was still grinning, oblivious. She said you'd mentioned wanting to monetize your assets better. This is brilliant, really. Do you know what people will pay for a Manhattan penthouse on New Year's Eve? I did know. I also knew what my insurance would say about unauthorized commercial use of a residential property. What my building's board would do if they found out. What the city would fine me for running an illegal hotel. How many people are there right now? I asked, watching someone set up what looked like a champagne fountain near my white leather couch. Just the early arrivals. The party doesn't start until 9. Marcus checked his watch. That's in 3 hours your time, right? Singapore's weird with time zones. The party, I repeated flatly. How many people are coming to this party? The booking was for 75, but you know how these things go. Could be 100 by midnight. He must have finally noticed my expression. Don't worry, they paid a huge security deposit. $5,000. $5,000 against a penthouse worth over $4 million. Against custom Italian furniture, a $30,000 sound system, and original artwork on the walls. I watched through my cameras as someone tested the DJ equipment, bass thumping so loud it distorted the audio. Marcus, I need you to listen very carefully, I said. You're going to go to my apartment right now and shut this down. What? Natalie, don't be ridiculous. Everything's already paid for. The caterers are on their way. Mom and Dad are coming to supervise. Mom and Dad are coming. I laughed, but there was no humor in it. To supervise the illegal party in my home. It's not illegal. It's the sharing economy. He rolled his eyes. God, you're always so uptight about your precious penthouse. It's just property, Nat. Family helps family make money. Family helps family. The same line they used when they'd borrowed my car for 6 months while I was in London. When they'd maxed out the credit card I'd given them for emergencies. When they convinced me to cosign Marcus's business loan for the restaurant that failed in 3 months. You're right, I said, pulling up another app on my phone. It is just property. My property. Which is why I'm about to. Natalie, don't be selfish. We already spent some of the money. Marcus needed it for his new venture and Mom's medical bills. Mom's medical bills, I interrupted. You mean the cosmetic surgery she wanted, the one insurance wouldn't cover because it wasn't necessary. You don't understand what it's like. Marcus's face darkened. Not everyone has a fancy tech job. Not everyone can afford to leave the country whenever they want. Some of us are struggling. Struggling. Marcus lived rent-free in our parents' house, drove a leased BMW, and hadn't held a steady job in 5 years. But I was the selfish one. You're absolutely right, I said calmly. I don't understand, which is why I'm going to need you to explain it to the police. The police? Natalie, don't be. I ended the call and dialed 911, putting it on speaker while I pulled up my property management app. 911, what's your emergency? I'd like to report a break-in and an illegal party at my residence, I said clearly. I'm currently overseas, but my security cameras show approximately 50 unauthorized individuals in my penthouse, with more arriving. I gave them the address, my information, and emailed them screenshots of the security footage. Then I called my building's security office. Mr. Peterson? This is Natalie Kim in Penthouse A. I'm traveling, but I need you to know that any individuals claiming to have permission to access my unit are lying. My family has stolen my key and is running an illegal Airbnb operation. Ms. Kim? Mr. Peterson sounded shocked, but your mother said, "We've seen people coming and going for weeks." She said you'd authorized it. I absolutely did not. The police are on their way. Please don't let anyone else up to my floor. Yes, ma'am. I'm heading up there now with my team. I pulled up the security footage again. Marcus was there now, phone pressed to his ear, gesticulating wildly. Mom had arrived too, dressed in her best outfit, playing hostess in my home. Dad was by the terrace door, showing someone my view like he owned it. My phone exploded with calls and texts. Marcus, Mom, Dad, my sister Emma, who I hadn't even known was involved. I ignored them all and called my lawyer instead. Diana, I'm sorry to bother you on New Year's Eve. Natalie? What's wrong? I explained the situation while watching the building security arrive on my cameras. The party guests looked confused. Mom was arguing with Mr. Peterson, waving her arms dramatically. Jesus, Diana breathed. Okay, I'm sending a cease and desist to Airbnb immediately. We'll need to document everything for the insurance claim and potential lawsuit. You said they've been doing this for 2 months? Apparently. I did quick math. If they've been charging what they listed for New Year's Eve, they could have made over $100,000. Which you'll need to report as income if they used your property to earn it. This is a nightmare, Natalie. Why would your family do this? I watched my father try to block security from entering, then step aside as uniformed police officers appeared in frame. Because they've never respected boundaries, and I've let them get away with it for too long. The security footage was better than any reality show. Guests scrambling to leave, some demanding refunds from Marcus. Mom crying dramatically, clutching at a police officer's arm. Dad trying to explain that it was all a misunderstanding, that family should be able to use family property. Emma finally got through on my hotel room phone. Natalie, what have you done? There are police everywhere. Mom's being questioned. What have I done? I laughed incredulously. Emma, did you know about this? I helped with the listings. Marcus said you knew. He said you wanted us to manage it while you traveled. And you believe that, without ever talking to me directly. You're always busy, always traveling, we figured. You figured you'd help yourself to my property and my identity to make money illegally? It's not illegal. It's fraud, Emma. It's criminal trespass. It's tax evasion. It's violation of zoning laws. It's breach of my building's regulations, which could get me evicted. It's invalidating my insurance. Should I continue? Silence. Then, we were going to tell you, after New Year's. We were going to surprise you with the money. Surprise me, by stealing from me. We weren't stealing. We were maximizing your investment. You always talk about passive income and smart finances. I'd also talk about legal businesses and proper contracts. I watched the last of the party guests leave, some still arguing about refunds. Where's the money, Emma? What? The $100,000 plus in booking fees. Where is it? More silence. Emma. Marcus invested some. Mom used some for her surgery. Dad bought that boat he's always wanted. We thought we'd have time to replace it before you noticed. Replace it with what? I asked, already knowing the answer. More illegal bookings. Natalie, please, we're family. We didn't mean. You didn't mean to get caught, I corrected. You absolutely meant to use my home as an ATM. Tell me, what was the plan when I came back? Were you going to gaslight me about the wear and tear? Blame it on a break-in? Marcus has a friend who does restoration. We were going to fix anything that got damaged. My security feed showed police officers taking photos of my apartment. I could see overturned furniture, stains on my carpet. Someone had knocked over a sculpture near the window. I'm sending you all a bill, I said quietly. For the cleaning, the damages, the legal fees, and every cent you stole. You have 30 days to pay it, or I'm pressing charges. Pressing charges? Against your own family? Emma sounded horrified. My family? I laughed bitterly. My family would have asked permission. My family would have respected my property. My family wouldn't have committed fraud in my name. So that's it? You're disowning us over money? I'm not disowning you. I'm holding you accountable. There's a difference. Natalie. I hung up and turned back to my laptop. The Airbnb listing was still active, showing bookings through February. Valentine's Day weekend was going for $8,000 a night. My home reduced to a party venue by people who claimed to love me. Diana texted, Airbnb has suspended the listing pending investigation. I've also frozen the associated bank account. It's in Marcus's name but using your address. That's additional fraud charges if you want to pursue them. I did want to pursue them. For the first time in my life, I was done being the successful sister who bankrolled everyone else's dreams while they mocked my uptight boundaries. My phone rang. Mom this time calling from the police station according to the background noise. How could you do this to us? She was sobbing. Your own mother calling the police like I'm some common criminal. You committed a crime, I said simply. Multiple crimes, actually. We're family. Family doesn't. Family doesn't steal from each other, I snapped. Family doesn't lie, forge signatures, commit fraud, or treat each other's homes like free money. You want to know what family does? Family asks. Family respects. Family takes no for an answer. You've always been selfish with your money, she spat, the tears suddenly gone. Acting like you're better than us because you have some fancy job. I offered to pay for your real medical bills, I reminded her. I offered to help Marcus go to trade school. I offered to help with Dad's retirement planning. Real help, not handouts. You all said no because it came with expectations of accountability. We don't need your condescending charity. No, apparently you just need my penthouse and my identity to commit fraud. I looked at the security footage one more time. My beautiful home, now a crime scene. Mom, I'm done. Pay back what you stole or deal with the consequences. You'll regret this, she hissed. When you're old and alone with your money and your fancy apartment. I'd rather be alone than surrounded by thieves who share my DNA. I hung up and blocked her number. Then Dad's. Then Marcus's and Emma's. My hands were shaking, but not from sadness, from relief. For 28 years I'd been the good daughter. The successful one who shared her fortune, ignored the disrespect, and pretended the taking was giving. I'd bought their love with tolerance for their greed. Diana called. The police want to know if you're pressing charges. I looked around my Singapore hotel room, thought about the deal I was here to close, the life I'd built through actual work and sacrifice. Then I thought about my family, who'd looked at my success and seen only opportunity for themselves. Yes, I said firmly, all charges. And Diana, I want to evict them from my life as thoroughly as they're about to be evicted from my building's visitor list. Understood. Natalie, I'm sorry this happened, but I'm proud of you for protecting yourself. After we hung up, I sat in the quiet of my hotel room, watching the sun rise over Singapore. It was still New Year's Eve in New York. Still 2023 for a few more hours where my family was learning that consequences existed. My phone buzzed with an email from building management. They'd changed all my locks and codes as requested. They'd also conducted a full inventory with the police, documenting damages estimated at $50,000. $50,000 in damages, plus the stolen revenue. Plus the emotional violation of having my sanctuary turned into a nightclub by people who claimed to love me. But sitting there, watching a new day dawn in a new year, I felt something I hadn't expected: peace. I pulled up my laptop and started looking at apartments in Singapore. Maybe it was time for a fresh start in every sense, somewhere my family couldn't reach, couldn't take, couldn't violate. My phone showed 47 missed calls from various family members. I deleted them all without listening to the voicemails. Then I called the one person who'd never asked for anything, my grandmother in Korea, who taught me to save money secretly because family can be the most expensive burden you carry. Grandma, it's Natalie. Happy New Year. Yes, I'm okay. Actually, I'm better than okay. I finally learned what you've been trying to teach me. Yes, exactly. Family is who respects you, not just who shares your blood. Singapore is beautiful. Maybe you should visit, my treat. As I talked to the one family member who'd never taken advantage, I made a resolution. This year I'd only invest in people who saw my worth beyond my net worth. And my penthouse. Once it was cleaned and repaired with my family's money, maybe I'd sell it. Buy something smaller, quieter. Somewhere that felt like home instead of a target. Or maybe I'd keep it and throw my own New Year's Eve party next year. Invite the people who'd earned their place in my life through respect, not blood. Either way, it would be my choice. And that, more than any penthouse or bank balance, was the real luxury my family had tried to steal. They'd taken my property temporarily, but they'd given me my freedom permanently. Happy New Year indeed.